Hello, I am Brenda Ringwood, and I am your host for the Becoming the Best You TV talk show. This isn't any ordinary TV talk show. It is a show about becoming the best version of yourself. The change is possible if you really want it. We share stories about ordinary people doing extraordinary things, sharing encouragement, hope, and perseverance of overcoming from people from all walks of life who are doing wonderful things. It is our hope that the things they have struggled to overcome will encourage you to step up and do the things that you want to do in life. To step out and be heard. Don't let your past stop you. Don't let fear and doubt and what others say get in the way of your happiness. Stay tuned as we share amazing stories in hopes that your dreams will unfold. And remember to always put your crown on. Wear that crown because only you rule your kingdom. Sitting home working on some more wonderful stories for you to watch. And I got to thinking, I got to really promote this company called Vaseo. I'm getting ready to start on a journey that I want you to follow me with. And I'm going to start taking this little tiny pill called V-Burn. And then in my water and even in my tea, because it tastes really good to add to your tea, I'm going to take this stuff called V-Slim. It's from a company called Vaseo, who created liposomal technology. What does that mean? Well, they take these products and they wrap them around a fat bubble so your body absorbs them. You're not pooping out your vitamins. So follow me on this weight loss journey. If you want to know more about these products, go over to thingsbybrend.com, send me a message, and I'll be happy to tell you.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm your co-host, Isabel Black, and I can't wait to share with you all more of Dr. Ruben West's wisdom. Here is our host and the professor of change, Brenda Ringwood. So grab your popcorn, grab your favorite drink, and you already know it. Grab your notebook. You'll want to take notes. Enjoy.
If you're going to step up and be who you were called to be, if you're going to go to the next level, sometimes it's not them holding us back. Sometimes we will refuse to let go of that old version of ourselves. The heart murmur Ruben couldn't take these long trips. Right. The heart murmur Ruben, I wasn't allowed to do sports and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't have a martial arts school for 25 years. I was just promoted to 9th degree black belt. The heart murmur Ruben couldn't do those things. What I'm saying is there was many more benefits available for me once I was willing to let go of that old me. And so I'm telling someone out there, I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. I was a kid, so I was forced. My mom made me go up for the prayer. I was like, God, if you leave it in there, I didn't even understand at that time what open heart surgery was. Now, having worked in surgery all these years, I don't want it.
Right.
I wouldn't want it. But at the time, I might have been able to get 2 superheroes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me get this at this.
And maybe more.
Maybe more. And so what I'm saying is sometimes we don't know what's available for us. And that's what keeps us holding on to the old version of who we used to be. Yeah.
So afraid of what you might lose.
Exactly.
Sometimes what you might lose is what you need to lose.
And here's what I'm going to tell everybody listening. Walking away is simple. It's what you're leaving behind is difficult.
Yes.
Because sometimes, watch this, you can love someone and still leave them.
You can.
Right? You can care and still go.
Yes, you can.
They're not the same. They could be independently divided. I love you, but I gotta go. I thank you for what you've done, but I've got to be on my way. And sometimes we have an ego where we worry about what people are going to say. So sometimes our ego has us tied to a bad decision that we made a long time ago, and we don't change it because we're worried about what other people will say about us or think about us. And so one of the ways that we get to the ability to change is to release the ego. It's okay.
You have to. Those people are holding you back. You said something at a conference back last year about hanging around with zeros. And
exactly. Yes, exactly.
Explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. So what I love math. And one of the things that I was teaching my son Robinson, who's 10, but I was teaching him, we were talking about multiplication. And I said, 0 times Any number is what?
Zero.
Zero. So 0 times 1,000,000 is still 0, and 0 times 10,000,000 is still 0. And 1 times anything is still the same number. So 1 times 1,000,000 is still 1,000,000, and 1 times 10,000,000 is still 10,000,000. And so if we're going to change our life through our association, we can't hang out with ones or zeros.
No.
Because if you hang out with a 0, no matter what you go to do, it's going to bring it down. It's for nothing. It's bringing it right back down. You put in all this work. You was around the wrong person. They drug you right back down. And there's people right now listening right now that are still where they're at for a long time. They've been struggling. They don't understand. It's the 0 that's keeping them there.
And sometimes they are the 0.
I was getting ready to tell them that. And sometimes we're the 0, right? And then if they're a 1, it's okay, but you're never multiplying. You're
Right.
never growing. You're just staying the same. So you're in this relationship. You've been part of this program all this time, but you're still in the exact same spot. Why?
No
Because
growth.
somebody's a 1. And it doesn't matter if you're 1,000 and they're a 1, you're still going to just be
Right.
1,000. And it doesn't matter if they're 1,000, you're a 1, you're still going to just be a 1 because you can't multiply. You have to hang out with somebody that's higher than a 1.
That's right.
And then the higher they are, the better it is for you because it helps you multiply them. But here's what I know. 10s don't like hanging out with zeros.
No.
They don't. And so some relationships, in order for you to move into those relationships, you have to change your number.
You do.
You have to change who you are. You have to add to your own value. What I can tell you is the Reuben in Topeka, I look back at him and I'm so far away from that person. And not that he was a bad person. It's just that there was understand that there was a significant value I had to add to me for a world leader to want to talk to me. They only have so much time.
That's right.
But
You became important.
when I was in Burundi with Dr. Rivers, we were going to the meet with the president. We had the president's driver, and he drove. I was so scared in the back of that car. He flashed the lights. I mean, just driving crazy, and I was like, "This is crazy."
Die there.
And right, I want to meet Jesus, but not today. And so Dr. Rivers said he asked the president, why does he drive like that? Like, it's, I mean, you know, he said the people know they have to move. When they see these vehicles coming, these presidential vehicles, they know they have to
Get
move.
out of the way.
He said, yeah, but you're not in there. It's just me. I mean, like, why does he have to drive like that with me in the car? And he said, we only have so many minutes in office.
Oh, yeah.
You're bringing a solution for them. You don't wait on them.
You have the
They
value.
have to wait on you.
That's right.
We only have so many minutes in office. And here's what I want somebody to understand. Whatever position you have, whatever job you do, it's an office. You've been assigned to that office and you only have so many minutes in office.
Yes.
And so we don't have any time to waste.
And that office can be equated to your life, to
It is your life.
situation, to- yes.
Exactly. Like you've been placed there. Like that's why I love what you're doing because you did whatever, but once you made that transition, you've been killing it. Now,
Left it behind.
I know people who've been speaking and doing training and then they're like, Dr. West, I'm going to do an event and I want to put an event together. And 6 years later, I want to do an event. I'm serious this year and I'm going to do it. Not right. And, and you know what I do, Brenda? I go like this. Equals, and it just comes up 1.
Right.
I'm just figuring out their
Using
number.
that calculator.
You've been saying the same thing for 6 years and you haven't done anything different. You're a 1.
That's right.
And I don't really have time for that.
that.
And it's not disrespect. Let me tell you this. You're going to have all types of people that come into your circle. Love them the same, but work with them differently.
That's right.
I don't work with 1s and 0s. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to make a difference. And what I love about you is you said, I'm gonna put on a conference and me and my naivete having worked with so many 1s and 0s, I was like,
We'll wait and see what happens.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get excited. Then I was like, boom, she's doing it. And I was like, wow. And then we're doing this conference call and we're going to the Zoom call. And I was like, this is amazing. Like she's really like, and you're doing it again and again. And what I also love about it is you see that you've been called to do it because you see the impact of the lives of the people that are changed from coming to your conference. Now, I'm only telling you this, you already know it because I'm telling someone else that the assignment you were given wasn't for you.
It was for others.
It was for others. And so you not doing it doesn't punish you, it punishes the people that you're supposed to help.
And it's not listening to what God's called me to do.
Come on, somebody.
And I'm telling you, that's why if I would have never got locked up, I would still be doing the same thing.
There's a play called The Zoo Story. And there was a line in that play and it said, sometimes we have to go a long distance out of the way to come back
You do.
and go a short distance. And so what you just said was all of that, although it was a long distance out of the
was.
way, what it did is it changed you in a way that your everyday life could have never changed you. It wouldn't, sometimes we need that shakeup.
Well, I wasn't going to do it myself, that's for sure.
Right.
And I needed that shakeup to
Exactly.
put my life in a perspective of what I needed to be doing, that I needed to change, and that other people could come along with me.
You know, the other thing I've figured out is the reason a lot of people are not, you know, my motto is living their best life, because they're comfortable.
Too comfortable.
That's it. The majority of people are not where they are because of some hardship. They're where they are because they're comfortable. Les Brown said most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. They fail because they aim too low and hit. You know what I'm
And they
saying?
call that, they think that is a successful hit.
Exactly. And what it is their comfort zone.
Mhm.
But you could be, they always say success doesn't live in your comfort zone. And there's a sacrifice that you have to make. You have to sacrifice comfort. You have to sacrifice the old you.
You do.
You know, anytime you eat meat, something had to die.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? If you see a butterfly, a caterpillar had to die. This Reuben, old Reuben, he had to die.
Yeah.
There's some old relationships, they had to die. And so they come back to me and they think that I'm that person. I'm him reincarnated. They're like, Reuben, oh, remember? Yeah, I do remember. I don't do that stupid
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not me
All right, I'll see you. You know what I'm saying? Because I look the same, I sound the same. I'm still from Topeka,
But you're
and they
not the
think
same.
I'm the
Yeah,
same.
right.
But and that's because the change happened on the inside. See, the heart murmur, nobody could see it. They had to listen to know that it was a change. Because looking on the outside, I could have been getting all kinds of toys. But the doctor listened and told my mom, oh, no, it's good. And I was really thinking, you could have just not told her, you know, give me a month or two, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot to just take away from me right there. But that's the way life is. Sometimes things are just thrown on us and we have to deal with them as they come.
You know, I tell my children when they were growing up, you have to look at people from the inside,
Mhm.
because you can be very attractive and be very ugly.
At
And
the
you
same
cannot be
time.
very attractive, but you can be beautiful because
Exactly.
your inner person makes you beautiful. And I would rather be that.
All day long, and we would rather be teamed up with that, whether we know it or we don't. But what happens is we're so most people, Ruben, I don't think you should say this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But most people are so caught up, they're so ego invested,
In them.
right? And so what happens is this purse I'm carrying is to communicate to you what my value is. And so I got to show this back. Or these shoes the job of these shoes or my car is to communicate to you what my value is. That's because I don't know what it is from the inside. So now when I meet somebody, and they could be the best person on the inside, but what value are you going to give when you see me with them? Because you don't get to see their inside.
Right.
So
You're judging what
because you
you
never
see.
get to see what's inside the purse. I'm broke. There's nothing in there but a couple of bills, you know, because I'm still paying for this purse. But at
That's
least I
right.
get you to think I'm great because I'm carrying this purse. This
Yeah.
car has put me way over debt, but at least I get you to think I'm great.
And I tell people my Corolla gets me there and just as fast and even cheaper than that Cadillac.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so the reason a lot of people don't really connect to the right person is their ego. That ego is rough. And the ego, even though they see the beauty in the first person, won't allow them to connect with them because they're thinking, well, what are my people going to think if
Yeah,
I'm
you
walking
pass
around with
that.
this person, you see?
Mhm.
And so a lot of people live a life of silent, quiet desperation because they're not happy,
Mhm.
but everybody thinks they are. Remember I said
Yes.
the ego can trap them in a relationship. An ego can trap them in a vehicle. And ego can trap them in debt when they should just
Or
give
even
up
in
the
a bad
home,
relationship.
everything. It's just, they
Yeah.
should just give it up, throw their hands up, file bankruptcy. But I can't do that because what would other people think? What I love about you, Brenda, is that you're able to understand there's a difference between who I am and what I did.
That's
And I
right.
don't keep beating myself up for it. And if you want to beat me up for it, you can do it. I just won't be here while you do it. I'm gonna be over
I'm
here.
not gonna watch you do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be over here doing what
Right.
I've been called to do. And if people could get that, one of the things I feel like our life is the best teacher.
It
You
is.
know, and I feel like it would be great to have your class in school. A class about your life, a class. See, because we teach people all these things like money and taxes, and we may teach them about social
I don't
studies
even
and all
think we
this stuff.
teach home ec anymore,
Yeah,
though.
no, they don't. But what we don't teach them is, how do you come back after a mistake?
Right.
Like, we got to
Right.
show them these
How do you
people.
get back up?
Exactly. That's why I love the show you're doing. But your life is a message. Your life is a lesson because you've successfully come back and said, yeah, I'm over that. You know,
And I went through a period that I wasn't thinking that
Of
way,
course.
though, and I had to get over that.
and that's my whole point.
Yeah.
And sometimes what's hard, I worked with a Coach Quinn Cunningham out of Atlanta, and she's called the Fresh Start Coach. And she said she was addicted to drugs for like 20 years.
Wow.
And
It's a long time.
a long time. And she got on drugs because she had been raped on video. And so she couldn't deal with it. And she kept worried about these videos popping back up and
People
all this
were gonna
stuff.
see it, they were gonna know.
And so she was able to get off drugs. She was able to get a sponsor. She says she went through so many, and some of them she just could never connect with. And I asked her, what was it about the sponsor that you connected with them? And she said, I connected with them because of what they were able to overcome. See, people want to tell me how to do it. They've never been in it. They've never had it. They've never experienced it. Excuse me. And so for me,
they don't know how.
Yeah. And so for me, I couldn't even hear what they were saying. Like, you're just talking. And that's why I said your life should be a lesson. It should be a class, because you've done it. It's not something you're talking about. You've done it. You've lived it. You've overcome it. And you live in the power of who you are now. And you don't let people hold over your head the mistakes you've made.
Not even family. Not even family.
Come on. See, and that's like, you love them all the same.
Of course.
You work with them differently. You can feel whatever you want to feel, but you can feel it from over there. Right? Because I'm gonna be over here.
Because if they stay around you, they're eventually going to bring you down. It's easier to be brought down than to be elevated up, unless you're letting God do it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. When you've made mistakes like that, especially going to jail or going to prison or things like that, this will sound crazy, but some people have to hold you down.
Yeah.
And the reason I feel they have to hold you down is because they're not where they're supposed to be. And so how dare you get ahead of me?
Yeah,
some people don't mind if you get ahead as long as you don't get ahead of them.
Right.
I call it the PhD syndrome. Pull him down, pull her down syndrome.
That's good.
Right. So so now they have to. No, but Brenda, you, right? And I don't even think at times they do it consciously. They really believe that you are this person that should be below them because of a mistake that you've made or something that you did. And in reality, that has nothing to do with it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. And so I commend you for that. And even to say, you could be my family, but unless you're supporting me, lifting me, encouraging me, you'll be my family from over there.
That's right. I'll see you on the holidays.
I said, that's right. I'll see you on the holidays. I love it. Yeah.
You know, you're in many countries now.
Yeah.
What is it that you find that you are doing that's helping them become the best them?
I think what I've been able to successfully do is to understand them.
Yes.
I think a lot of times the reason we don't make the impact that we've been called to make is a lack of understanding.
That's
My
very
favorite
true.
book says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. And so sometimes we relate to people based on our language. Right? So we connect with them based on our language. So I speak English, you speak English, we're connected. Sometimes we connect with people because of family. We're from the same family.
Right.
But what I've learned is you don't connect with them because of language, you connect with them based on culture. And in a lot of ways, even though we all speak English, our culture is different than their culture.
Yes.
And so when you go and try and take English culture to them, it's already a block because it's not the same culture. What I try and do is take my time to understand who they are and where they're coming from. And then anytime I'm giving ideas, suggestions, and things like that, I do it from their culture, from their understanding. And they're quite amazed that I would take the time to say these things, like even learning some Swahili and different things like that.
Because you care about them.
And that's how you show you care. See, a lot of people, I'm sharing this with somebody listening.
You need to hear it.
They don't know how to care. And how do you care? You get to know, you get to understand, you learn. And in learning, knowing, caring, and understanding, that allows you to free yourself from the judgment you had about that country, that company, that person, or that culture. See, if they really got to know you, there's no way they can hold against you what you did because they realize, well, she's not even the same person, right?
No, and sometimes they don't want to get to know you at that level. They are so stuck on the past and what you've done and how you behaved and the choices that you made then. They don't want to even look to see that the possibility of change did happen.
Right. No, they won't. And I will say that that's exactly what it is going to another country, because some people go with an American ego that I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I'm American, you're African or whatever.
And we wonder why people don't like Americans.
Exactly. And what we have to realize is that you could be a light or a judge, but not
Can't
both
be
at the
both.
same time. Yeah.
And when you're judging them, you're also just all in darkness.
Exactly.
Because you're not giving yourself the benefit of getting to know and have a relationship with somebody that could be great.
It's normal. And what I like is that, like, I don't have an ego. I'm smart enough to know that everything I have, God gave it to me.
And I can attest he does not have an ego, and you treat people well, you treat people the same.
Yeah.
You might not associate with them the same.
No, I know.
But
I
you
treat them the
never
same.
mistreat them, right?
Because I realize God can take everything I have and leave me. He could take me and leave
I've had that
everything I
happen.
had. He could take me and everything I have, or he could just leave me alone to carry out the assignment. And I just trust that he either bless me more or leave me be to carry out the assignment. And so that's another one of those tests that you're going to get when it's about how you treat other people. It's a test.
It is a test. And it's how you deal with that if you pass it. And then you might have to retake it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I do believe you know how they throw pop quizzes on the test, like right in the middle of the class. We got a pop quiz today. I think he throws pop quizzes in our lives.
That's to keep us on our toes.
Exactly. And
Yes.
sometimes it just shows me I need more studying.
Thank you all for tuning in. May you have a blessed day. Be intentional.
Stay tuned for the final episode with Dr. Reuben West. We really have some miraculous stories of some wonderful people who have truly come a long way in life, that have overcome challenges, but they stepped out and they did the things that they wanted to do, and they grasped the life that they wanted for themselves. And I got to think, well, maybe some of you don't know the reason behind the BTBY movement. What is my story and why this movement is so important to me, why you are so important to me, why your life matters to me, and why I want to see you become the best version of yourself. So I wrote this book, and I had a lot of friends tell me I needed to write it, and I really didn't want to. But the more I do this, the more I felt that it was needed just for myself, even to heal. So if you've got a story out there, sometimes it helps to write it down. And my book is called When the Truth Hunts You Down by Brenda Ringwood. You can get it on Amazon. It's real short. It's just about 100 pages. So go check it out on Amazon. I'd love to hear more from you and what you think about the show and this movement. You can always find me at social media at Brenda Ringwood, BrendaRingwood@gmail.com, or at thingsbybrend.com.
Hello, my name is Erin Page, and I'm known as the Dream Igniter. I'm a speaker, a healing artist, and I do a lot of different things. I also work with Dean Storr, and I'm here to recommend him to anyone out there that is looking to uplift their business, uplift their professional and personal life. Dean is the guy that you need to talk to. From the minute I spoke with him and we interacted, I knew he was the right coach for me. And as a coach myself, I am very particular about who I work with. And Dean and I just hit it off. And I am so happy that I have an opportunity to work with him on a weekly basis. Check out Dean, schedule your 1 hour free coaching session with him. And I think you'll be just as impressed as I was. Take care, everyone, and have a heartful day. Hello, this is Erin Page, your host for Dream Party KC 2022. What does DREAM stand for? It stands for Dare Radiantly Every Day and Moment. And if you are ready to ignite the spark within your dreams and in your life, this is the event for you. August 28th, 2 to 5, we have inspiration, we have a DJ, vendors, so much fun, a panel discussion with other individuals in our community that took their dreams and turned it into reality. We will also have an opportunity to do mindset activities and give you the tools to take home with you so you can continue to become the best version of you and take those dreams and ignite them. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon here in August. Go ahead and reserve your seat today at erinpage.com. We'll see you soon, and make sure to invite your friends. It's better when we do things together.
Hey guys, I just wanted to share some news with you. Some of our BTBY speakers that speak from our stage and all over this country and in other parts of the world actually are going to do a speaking class. So if you would like to become a better speaker, or just to become a speaker, or to just get better at speaking, come do this class. It's only $4.95. It's 8 weeks, it's virtual, it's interactive, and we come out of the gates with speaking assignments. Not only that, we're going to teach you the business of speaking. So if you just want to be a better speaker, if you want to be a motivational speaker, if you want to be an MC, if you want to be a corporate speaker, if you want to teach better, if you want to do presentations better, let's say you're on a board and you have to present, or you do sales for your job, this is the class for you. Go on over to btbspeaker.com, stands for Becoming the Best Speaker You Can Be.
Hey, it is an unstoppable day. It's Terrence Leftridge, affectionately known as Mr. Unstoppable or Coach T, inviting you to become a part of an experience to help you become the best speaker you can be. Come on and join us at the 8-week Becoming the Best Speaker You Can Be mastermind group. Me and a couple of other coaches, Anthony Russo and Brenda Ringwood and Maud Miller, we are your team to help you get to the next level of your greatness and become the best speaker that you can be. Now, we do that by putting together this membership group where you can get coaching, encouragement, critique, and support to help you move from good to better and to best when it comes to speaking, whether it's as a professional or in your own personal development. Now, we've got a great course over 8 weeks. It's going to help you with the benefits of becoming a speaker, the business of speaking, plus we'll help you craft your signature presentation that you can use in future presentations as you go along your speaker journey. We've got tools, tips, and strategies for new speakers as well as some seasoned speakers to take their message, to take their voice to the next level. Isn't it time that you became the best speaker that you can be? Well, go on over to the link below and sign up for our 8-week mastermind program that's going to be beginning soon. Simply go to www.btbspeaker.com, btbspeaker.com. We're looking forward to having you as part of our mastermind group so that you can become the best speaker that you can be.
Thanks for watching. From my house to yours, stay tuned next time for incredible stories.